sure I hit, oh, no, it's working because the chat room just opened. So it's definitely working now. And we got that going. So if you guys do want to come on over, once again, anyone out on Mixler can come on over to YouTube and hang out there. So looks like we are now live on YouTube. Let me double check. Let me double check. Let me double check. If I hit this, there should be something live coming up. And there is. Okay, so what we can do is we can get this one, we can delete this one out of here, and we can go ahead. Now we are started. We are on YouTube. Hello, YouTube. How's everybody doing there? Like I said, had a little issue starting this bad boy up, but it looks like we've got it playing now. According to the YouTube, we're on, we're running, and we are ready to go. So yeah, Movie Roundup is live right now. So there we go. Sorry, guys. All right, what I'm going to do, I really couldn't think of a movie to do this week. I got to be completely honest with you guys. I was kind of going through a bunch of my movies, looking to see what movie do I do? What movie am I going to do? What movie am I going to do? And it dawned on me. I've been watching a lot of movies lately. To be honest with you, I'm kind of forcing myself not to watch NYPD Blue again because I'm really tempted to go and watch that show again. So what I'm doing is I'm trying not to go back and trying not to watch NYPD Blue. So what I've done is I took a bunch of movies that I've actually been watching, and I'm just going to kind of go through them, is what I'm going to do. That's pretty much what I'm going to do. Just going to kind of go through the movies I've been watching. And if you're on YouTube, you're going to be able to see some pictures of those movies that I've been watching right here. And I do have another monitor working up here. So if you guys see me glancing up there, it's just another monitor, and I'm not going to be looking up there very much because it's just Mixler up there, which is my audio only program. So I'm actually going to move this chat up there too. I can do that, and I can do that. There we go. Okay, so we got that up there. We got everything up there. So what we're going to do is, like I said, I'm going to go over some movies that I've been watching lately just to kind of go over everything, and shouldn't be that bad. Just so y'all know, I do have my kids tonight and my daughter and everybody, so I may have to take a break if something goes down. I should be okay, and this shouldn't be a very long show, so we should be just fine here. All right, let's go ahead and start this up here. Let me move this over to here and do that. Let me put this right here. Okay, so, oops, drop that down too far. All right, so the first movie we're going to do is we're going to start off with Kickboxer here. There it is right there. Jean-Claude Van Damme in an early movie, Kickboxer. This was a pretty early movie for him. This was 1989. Basically, in this movie, his brother is a kickboxer. He gets hurt. This guy, Tong Po, hurts him. Tong Po is played by, what's this guy's name in this movie? Hold on one second. I've got it all right here, so don't worry about that. But let me go ahead and go to cast and crew, and I'll be able to get you guys more information on that. I just, with the screen shorter, it's not showing up the way it was. So I'm just going to have to make the screen bigger, and we can go ahead and go from there. All right, we got Jean-Claude Van Damme. We got Dennis Alexia, who plays his brother, Eric Sloan. Dennis Chan as Zion. Michael Quissy is Tong Po in these movies. We've got Haskell Anderson and Rochelle Ashana. So let's go ahead and go through some of those actors. Right there is Jean-Claude Van Damme. I forgot to crop that picture, but there it is. So there he is in this movie. Also, like I said, we've got this guy right here, played his brother, Dennis Alexio. This is Tong Po hurt him, put him in a wheelchair, as you can see. So there's the first one. There is old Dennis right there. Cool looking guy, Dennis Chan. But you want to see an intimidating looking guy, we're going to be looking at Michael Quissy now. And Tong Po was an intimidating looking force in these movies. I mean, really intimidating. So he was pretty badass in these movies, to be honest with you. So, but there he is right there. And we also had, like I said, Haskell V. Anderson was another guy in this movie. He played Winston Taylor. And we also had Rochelle Ashana, who played Miley in this movie. So now this was a really good movie. I like Jean-Claude Van Damme movies. This isn't the only one I'm watching, but I didn't want to go through all of them. Watching this, I've seen Lionheart in the past few days. Let me slide my mic over here just a little bit, guys. I saw Lionheart in the past few days. Another great movie with him in it. But this movie right here is a really good movie. It's like I said, his brother gets hurt. Tong Po hurts him, so he goes and trains with Dennis Chan in this movie and becomes this badass kickboxer. And he does avenge his brother's, injury. And of course, he wins in the end. Because what kind of movie would it be if he didn't? So he does. He wins in the end of the movie. But really good movie. And like I said, just something I've been watching. This one is on Tubi, by the way, if you do want to check out. They have like all Kickboxer. They have Kickboxer 1, 2, 3, and 4. After this little session here, he never came back for another one. Jean-Claude Van Damme. He never came back to do any of these kickboxers until the newer one, where he came back as the trainer. That just came out, though, not just came out, but came out a little while ago. The one that had Batista as Tong Po in that movie. So that he never came back and did another one, but there are a bunch of them. Sasha Mitchell actually took over for those movies a long time ago. So there you go, right there. But yeah, Sasha Mitchell took over most of those movies at the end there. So there you go. We're gonna go ahead and start with that right there. So that was our first one. Okay, and I've been watching. You guys are gonna don't laugh at me here, but I've been watching The Substitute. Not just the first one, more than one of them. I've been watching all of them. Not all, because there's a fourth one that I haven't even seen yet. I don't have it, but I do need to check that out. I like this first one, though. It's got Tom Berenger in it, who is a badass, looks badass, acts badass, and I've always been a big Tom Berenger fan. This Major League, whatever he's in, I've pretty much seen. He has a great movie called Last of the Dogmen. If you've never seen Last of the Dogmen, you gotta check that movie out. It's a great, great fucking movie. So you can definitely search that one out. I'm not sure where you can find it to watch it right now, but you should definitely be searching that movie out to watch it. It's a really, really good movie. So we got that one right there. With Tom Berenger, William Forsythe. Now, William Forsythe is a weird character because he's been in so many things. He's been, and usually, he was in Above the Law with Steven Seagal. He was in, he played Sammy the Bull in the John Gotti movie with Armando Sante. He has been in a ton of things, but William Forsythe is definitely one of, he's a cool looking guy and a really cool actor, and mostly plays mob scenes, or he's also in Deuce Bigalow. He's the cop in Deuce Bigalow, the funny cop. And we also have Mark Anthony, the singer, in this movie as the leader of a gang called the KOD. So there you go. But all these movies have pretty much the exact same plot line to them. Teacher who's a mercenary, friend of the other teacher, gets hurt, and he takes over kind of undercover as and takes over and takes out the drug dealers or whoever they are, whoever the bad guys are. The movies do get a little more, how can I say this? They get a little crappier as they go through, but I got a quick picture. Actually, another person took over this franchise also. If you look here, we've got The Substitute 2, and that is with Treat Williams. Did a lot of TV movies and stuff, Treat Williams did, but he took over that one. And he also, my mouse is not working well tonight. He also took over the third one, and I believe he's in the fourth one too. But again, I haven't seen the fourth one, so. But there you go. There's those right there. And the Substitute movies are all pretty decent. They're not great. I'm not going to lie. They're really not these great movies. But they're fun to watch. And you know what? I don't need these. because I am not playing any clips tonight. So I don't need those. I don't know why I had them on. I guess I had them on to play the music, and that's it. That's all I need them for. I don't need them anymore. So we'll go ahead and take those off. But anyway, gonna get into another really, really good movie here. And we're going to roll this show along. I really don't want to be on here long. I got my kids. They're going to be out there screaming. I can almost guarantee it. So, all right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and go to the next movie. Next movie is another really good movie. This is The Art of War. Always been a big fan of Wesley Snipes. The Blade movies. We've gone over a couple of the Blade movies. One of the Blade movies on this show. Demolition Man, which I was actually watching tonight, is another one. But this movie right here, I love this fucking movie. It is a really, really, really well done movie. It's, like I said, it stars Wesley Snipes. We've got Wesley Snipes in this. We've got Donald Sutherland. There's Wesley. There's Donald Sutherland in this movie. We've got this guy's name is, what is his name? Give me a second. Maury Chaykin. He plays the cop in this movie. Capella. And the other main character in this show is Marie Matico. And she plays Julia, who's a very good character throughout the whole movie. It's kind of who helps Wesley Snipes throughout this whole little thing in the movie. But that's really all I've got for that. But The Art of War, excellent, excellent movie. Basically, what happens is you get Wesley Snipes in this movie. He's a UN. He basically works for the UN as a fixer. But the Secretary General kind of screws him over and tries to set him up when they're done with him. He witnesses this murder that he finds out wasn't all on the up and up, and goes and chases down the assassins and gets away with everything. Pretty good movie though. It's just a crazy little action crime thriller. So if you're into those movies, this one right here is definitely one for you to be checking out. The Art of War, 100%. If you haven't seen this yet, you definitely should be checking this out. It's a 2000 film. Very good movie though. Very, very good movie. So all right. We're going to go ahead and get rid of The Art of War. Definitely one movie to be searching out if you don't. Oops, sorry about that, folks. Put that picture back up accidentally. Now, let's get into another one real quick here. And again, I know this is lazy, but believe it or not, this took a little bit of time to get these pictures. And I know it's kind of lazy what I'm doing right now, but I wanted to get y'all something. I knew I was going to watch the kids, and I wanted to get something done as fast as I possibly could. So I apologize, but we're going to get them done here. So now we got a little movie called Outbreak. Yes, that movie. Hold on one second. I don't even know where'd my Outbreak folder go? It went away. It went away, everybody. My Outbreak folder. That's not a problem. Give me 1 second. I'll get that bad boy popped right back up. Outbreak, 1995 movie. Dennis Hoffman, Rene Russo, Morgan Freeman, Kevin Spacey, Cuba Gooding Jr., and once again we get Donald Sutherland in this movie. Another character, well, of course, but here's Dustin Hoffman. Look at that. Looks like a goddamn model's picture. There's Dustin Hoffman right there in the virus suit. And you know this, I'll tell you, if you watch this movie, you're kind of sitting there and you're like, man, this kind of mimicking what we just watched. Basically, army doctors they're struggling to try to find a cure for a deadly virus they call Mataba. And they find out that the government's had the cure all along but wouldn't use it because they wanted their perfect bioweapon. So they wouldn't use it. And they had it, but it was too late. It had mutated. And basically now they had to go after the host, which ended up being an African monkey. Pretty crazy movie, but like I said, if you watch it now, you're like, this is kind of what we just went through. There's Renee Russo, obviously from Lethal Weapon, my God, 2, 3, 4. She was in all of them after number 2, but there she is. Morgan Freeman, talked about many times on this show. So many great movies. Such an incredible, incredible actor. Always like seeing Morgan Freeman. So got Morgan Freeman in this movie. Kevin Spacey. Right here in this movie. There he is. And again, Cuba Gooding Jr., I think, was in every movie from the mid to late 90s to the early 2000s. This movie is obviously one of them. And once again, like I said, Mr. Donald Sutherland, right there, front and center. He is always the man, but there he is. He plays a bad military major in this one. But there you go. That's a great movie right there. If you're just looking to, again, that one's on Tubi. If you just want to go in and if you like those kind of movies, again, we got this movie that's all kind of about a virus. Again, it'll really kind of remind you of what's going on in the times we're having right now with all of this. So a little crazy to think about when you really kind of get into this movie. But all right. So definitely one to check out right there. The next one we're going to get into, we're going to talk about Metro. All right. I know I talked about Eddie Murphy last week. I know I did. I know. I apologize. I know I talked about Eddie Murphy just last week. But this is another Eddie Murphy movie where he's a cop. Not surprising. He plays a cop in a lot of movies. Beverly Hills Cop, through all three of them. So there we go with that right there. This stars Eddie Murphy, Michael Rappaport, and Michael Wincott, who, if you don't know him, he was the villain bad guy in The Crow. He was in The Crow. He was the bad guy from The Crow. So there's a guy you would know. You do know him. And he plays a bad guy in this movie, too. He's actually a fucking maniac in this goddamn movie. Basically, Eddie Murphy. And, we even get a early appearance by Donald Logue, who I believe is from... Hold on one sec. Let me pull him up. I believe he was in Blade with Wesley Snipes. He was in... he was Quinn. Okay, I know who he was. He was Quinn. He's been in a ton of movies. But that was not the original Blade he was in. He was in Blade 2. Not sure why they have him as there. He was also Mac in Ghost Rider. Guy's been in a ton of stuff. So he's in this movie, though. Michael Rappaport, though, another guy, been in a ton of stuff. NYPD Blue was one of them. But Michael Wincott has just been in a ton of stuff. But this is a really fun movie. Not all... There's some laughs in it, but it's not all laughs. It's kind of a serious movie. Eddie Murphy is a hostage negotiator. Michael Rappaport is a SWAT sniper. And that's basically what it is the hostage negotiator teams up with him, and they're trying to bring down this jewel thief who's Michael Wincott. And it just turns out to be a crazy little movie. I'm not going to spoil anything, but it's definitely a fun movie to watch. And you guys know I like cop movies and cop shows and stuff, so honestly, it's right down my alley, as is the next couple movies I'm going to talk about. But like I said, this show might only be 30, 45 minutes, and I apologize, but I got kids to get back to tonight, so I just wanted to give you guys something in order to just at least get a show down. So just wanted to knock this out for you guys. I apologize for it not being a long show. Next week, I promise I'm going to be back here with a movie. I might even do one of these movies, actually. I was thinking about doing The Recruit tonight, but I just didn't. I just didn't do a single movie. I just decided to go through a few of them that I've been watching for a while. So actually what we're going to do is go ahead and we're going to talk about The Recruit right now. That is Al Pacino and Colin Farrell. This is another awesome movie to watch. It's got so many twists and so many turns in it. It's just one of those movies that if you like real action thrillers, crime thrillers, this is your movie. It's Colin Farrell is a recruit in the CIA. Al Pacino's the recruiter, and he's recruited in, and he's trying to find this mole, which turns out to be Bridget Moynihan, or Moynihan, and basically Al Pacino fucks with his head the whole time. He doesn't know what's real, what's not. Colin Farrell, and by the end of the movie, it's just a crazy little thing where Pacino turns out to be the bad guy and completely set him up. But The Recruit, awesome, awesome little film. There's Al Pacino right there from the movie. Here is Colin Farrell from the movie, and here is a picture of Bridget Moynihan. I think that's how you say her name, Moynihan. She's in Blue Bloods right now. If you've ever seen Blue Bloods, she plays Erin on Blue Bloods. Um, Colin Farrell been in so many movies. We actually talked about Phone Booth with him in it. And I mean, Al Pacino, do I need to tell you anybody about fucking Al Pacino? I don't think so. Al Pacino is the man. We don't need to say any words about him at all. He definitely speaks for himself. So nothing we need to say about Al Pacino at all. But this is a really fun, like I said, this is a great little action thriller movie that you can just get out there. You don't have to, I mean, you do need to concentrate, but there's not too much going on. You know, some kind of, you get those real action thrillers, and if you turn your head away and you miss something, this film isn't really like that. You can pretty much just kind of follow it along very closely, have a real good time watching it, and you're not going to regret watching it. But that movie right there is a 2003 movie, also on Tubi. So if you're looking to watch it, go ahead, check that bad boy out. You will not be disappointed. It is a really, really good movie. Like I said, just to watch. So definitely seek that bad boy out. Um, we'll just go ahead and get right into the next movie. Why don't we do that? We got Striking Distance, another movie I'm watching on Tubi. Here it is, Striking Distance. Bruce Willis movie. Bruce Willis is in it. Sarah Jessica Parker is in it. Tom Sizemore is in it. There he is, right beside Bruce Willis, and another, just a really, really, really fun, another fun movie to watch. This is another crime thriller, though. Basically, we get Bruce Willis. He plays Tom Hardy in this movie. He comes from a real police family. He ends up getting into a fight kind of with his uncle after the murder of his father. He believes the killer's another cop, and no one else believes him. He gets busted down to being what they call a water dog, which is these guys that work the river, and they're still police, but they're on boats and they work the river. So basically they just go after this killer, and it does turn out to be one of the family, Robert Pastorelli, who used to play on Murphy Brown. He was the guy, the carpenter on Murphy Brown. But this is another, just a really, I mean, if you really want to go and just, like I said, it's just another one of those movies that you can go and watch. But Bruce Willis, always a badass in whatever he's in. But this has Dennis Farina in it, who plays his uncle. Breon James is a detective in this movie who, if you've never seen, I don't know why I didn't bring a picture of him up, but he has been in, I mean, Tango and Cash, Blade Runner, The Fifth Element, died in 1999, only 54 years old, but he was a big guy at the time, and he was definitely in a ton of stuff. But this is a fun movie to watch, though. If you've never seen this movie, again, jump on Tubi. You can go right there and watch this. Actually, this is on Hulu also. So if you want to watch it on Hulu, you can do that. But a lot of good scenes, great chases in this movie. and just a hell of a movie to just sit back, kick back, and watch. It's a 1993 movie, so if you like the 90s movies, and if you like again, another crime, action, mystery, thriller, this is definitely a fun one out there to go ahead and watch. So definitely be checking out Striking Distance. I'm going to go ahead and get out of this real quick, and we're going to stop. We're going to go. We've only got 3 movies left here, so once again, this is not going to be a quick show at all, or it's not going to be a long show at all. We're going to get this bad boy knocked out pretty quickly. Next movie I've been tooling around and watching. This I have been watching on Tubi. Mm-hmm. This is Bad Company. Wow. I love this movie. We've got another CIA type movie here with Bad Company. But here we go. I'm going to close this out. This is Anthony Hopkins. This is Kid Rock. Or, Kid Rock. Chris Rock. Chris Rock has a brother that he doesn't know about, a twin brother who ended up being in the CIA, gets killed during an operation, and Anthony Hopkins recruits him to be his brother. And basically throughout the movie, they they train him to be his brother, and then he has to pull it off. And he is not his brother. His brother is this very refined type guy, listen, classical music and, very fancy, very, like I said, very refined. And then you got Chris Rock, who is on the other side of refined. It's like the private school kid and the public school kid. I went to both, so what do you want to do? But here we go. Back to Bad Company. Anthony Hopkins, always a badass in pretty much any movie he's in, but a definite badass in this movie. And Chris Rock. I spoke about him last week, too. Never mind speaking more about Chris Rock, especially with this movie right here. It's just such a good movie to just sit there and watch. Once again, it's an I know I kind of watch all these CIA thrillers and stuff like that, but it's just what I like watching. It's right up my alley. This is a 2002 movie though, and it's the fun part is watching Chris Rock try to be this character, this like real fancy and refined character. When Chris Rock we just know for being a funny comedic type character, but we get some serious Chris Rock in this movie, and it's actually pretty cool to see. But there you go. Bad Company is another one. We got 2 movies left, everybody, and we're going to jet out of here, and I'm going to get back to my kids tonight because my wife had to leave for tonight, so she has something to do first thing in the morning, and she didn't want to drive an hour and a half. I don't blame her. So there we go. Let's go ahead and get to the last 2 movies here. Once again, just quick movies that I've been watching just to keep my mind off watching NYPD Blue again, because once I start watching it, I just kind of binge it. I don't stop. But here we go. Oscar. This is a comedy. This isn't a cop show. This is a good old-fashioned comedy starring Sylvester Stallone, Peter Riegert, who we talked about in Animal House, Chaz Palminteri, and Tim Curry, as well as many more who I didn't get pictures of. But it's got let's see, Marissa Tomei is in this movie. So many actors in this movie. Give me 1 second. Let me go to the movie. I'm in the wrong movie here. I typed up the wrong thing, but that's all right. Marissa Tomei is in this movie, and so many others are in this movie. Actually, the guy that was the lead in the Warriors, the leader of the Orphans, is actually in this movie as one of the gangsters for Sylvester Stallone. But this is a hilarious movie. Give me 1 sec. I don't know why I got out of it. Let me jump back into the movie real quick. It's a 1990. I think it's 1990. Oh, jeez. It won't find the movie. Oscar movie. There it is. 1991. That's exactly what I thought it was. All right, let's go ahead and jump over to that real quick. Basically, what happens is you got this guy, Sylvester Stallone is playing Snaps Provolone in this movie. Hilarious, hilarious character. It's just this 1940s mobster. Prohibition is still around. And he makes a promise to his father his dying father, that he'll give up the mobster life and go straight. So this is pretty much a whole day of him trying to go straight and become a banker. And this is what we see. We even get Joey Travolta, John Travolta's brother, in this movie. Sylvester Stallone, Peter Riegert, Chaz Palminteri, Don Amici is in this movie. Yes, him, the guy from Trading Places, is in this movie. You got Robert Lesser, Art LaFleur is in this movie. Kurtwood Smith, the father from that 70s show, and my God, the guy from RoboCop, the bad guy in RoboCop. Really, really fun movie, though. It just shows him throughout the day trying to, be this straight, non-gangster character, but he's got all these guys around him that treat him like a mob boss, which is what he is. But it's a fun little movie to watch, though, if you ever just want to kick back. This is also on Hulu and Tubi. So if you do want to see this movie, and I'm going to tell you now, it's funny as hell. I love seeing Chaz Palminteri play these funny characters. Peter Riegert, always funny. Like I said, we talked about him from Animal House. Tim Curry, need I say more? Tim Curry, awesome, awesome guy. Just an incredible actor. Tim Curry is, and a guy that you always want to see in movies. So he plays Dr. Poole in this movie. He actually ends up marrying Marissa Tomei at the end of the movie. But it's a fun movie to watch. It's hilarious. Um, and it's really Stallone kind of out of his action character element. We get Stallone in this kind of comedy character where he's really actually very funny. I mean, I know he's done some comedy movies. He did that don't throw mama from the train or something, or don't shoot my mama, or I don't know, something like that. Stop my mom will shoot. He did something with a Stilgetty. Um, but this was Stallone kind of out of his norm for this time, especially 1991, because he was still getting out of the Rambo movies, doing stuff like that, basically an action star. And we see him in this comedy, but he was really good in this comedy. I recommend watching this movie, Oscar. Funny, funny movie. And now we're going to go ahead and I guess we get right into the last movie because I've only got one more. Again, I apologize for not giving you guys a very long show tonight, but I've got my kids tonight. Um, Baby's already sleeping, but I got to make sure she doesn't wake up. My other two are out there, and they will wake her up if they're out there long enough. So, and here's another one I've been watching. This one I've been watching also on Hulu. Really awesome movie called Fire in the Sky, all based on a true story from November 5th, 1975. Happened out in the mountains of northeastern Arizona. And it is a crazy little movie starring D.B. Sweeney. Peter Berg is in this movie. Robert Patrick, Terminator 2, he's in this movie. But it is a really, really, really crazy movie. And it's crazy to watch it just because of, all knowing that this is based off of true facts, this movie. Basically, what happened is Fire in the Sky, a logger disappears. D.B. Sweeney disappears for 5 days. And his friends are telling the cops, listen, this guy got taken by a fucking UFO. And they make fun of him. They all took lie detector tests, and they all came back as true. Now, that is actually 100% true. They all did pass lie detector tests, all the real people from, I looked this up a little bit, some of the, what's truth and what's not.
one of the true things about that is all these guys took a lie detector test and passed on that they had all seen a UFO suck up their friend in a beam of light. So it's pretty crazy to think about that. But it was definitely one of the scariest things just to even think about when you're watching it, because, it's all based off of true stories. And knowing these guys all took lie detector tests and passed is pretty fucking scary to think about. That they actually did see their friend, according to them, they saw their friend get sucked up by a beam of light into a UFO. So that, if that doesn't creep you out, I'm not quite sure what will. It's just ridiculous to even think about all that. But there's more people in this movie. I just don't have pictures of them. But this is a really, really fun. They call it a biography, drama, fantasy, is what it's. On IMDb. But if you have not seen Fire in the Sky, it is worth checking out. It's got Craig Schaefer in it, who was in what's that movie I'm thinking of? Football movie. Not The Program. No, it was The Program. He was in The Program. He was the quarterback in The Program. That was him. Henry Thomas, we talked about a few weeks ago when we did Suicide Kings, and he's also in this in a few parts. But it is a crazy, crazy, crazy little movie. And Peter Berg, known for a ton of stuff also. Just on his own. He's known more for Very Bad Things. He was in Chicago Hope. Been in a ton of things, and still acting to this day. So, Peter Berg, you've definitely seen him. But this movie right here is so good to watch. And again, if you think about it, you're also watching everything from this movie is a true story. So, but there you go. Like I said, this is just a few of the movies I'm watching. I know I didn't give you a very long show. Once again, I'm going to apologize for that, but I got the kiddos out there tonight. I'm going to go tend to them, maybe go make them a little late night snack before they go to bed. I got a few things I can whip up for them out there, so maybe I'm going to go do that for them. But I appreciate everybody joining me tonight. I know, once again, just kind of a quick show. I just wanted to get something in. Next week, I'll be back with, I might review one of the movies I've got right here, actually. I was thinking about doing The Recruit and just going through the whole movie. Just knew I wouldn't have time tonight, and if anything went down, I know it's hard to take a break if I'm on YouTube also. So definitely glad I got that knocked out. Really appreciate, like I said, everybody coming on in, giving me a listen, and definitely, if you guys come on in and you like what you're hearing, please hit that like button, subscribe, and that's it. I will be back here next week with a full movie review or an actor, one of the two. So definitely go ahead, tune back in, and I will see everybody next week. Once again, Hollywood Hangout. I am David Richardson. Y'all can catch me up here at Stitcher, iTunes, Spreaker, iHeartMedia. You can see it right up here above my head. And always right here, obviously. And on Mixer, of course. You can check us out live, mixer.com/dirtsheetdudes. And there you go.